4 reasons self-discipline leads to self-growth. In this presentation, you'll find out why you need to practice a lot of discipline if you want to grow. After all, successful people all have something in common: self-discipline. With self-discipline, you can overcome all odds, obstacles, and challenges that life throws at you. Personal and professional growth is easier because you don't get distracted easily, and you follow through with your goals and your plans. Let's discuss the 4 reasons self-discipline leads to self-growth. 1. Self-discipline enables you to grow personally and professionally. If you don't have discipline, your mind will be all over the place. You won't know what you need to do first, or even if you do, you won't have the mind power to follow through and actually take the steps to realize your goal. Knowing when to stop and when to speed up are essential aspects of self-control that are very important for personal growth. 2. You can't grow if you aren't disciplined. Whether you are looking to grow personally or professionally, you need to have a plan in place. A plan that doesn't just live on paper, but rather is brought to life through action. And you can't take action if you don't have proper discipline. Without action, nothing will ever happen. So the next time you ask yourself why you're still failing, and why you're still in the same sad place you were 10 years ago, look back and see if you did enough, or if you did anything at all. 3. Self-discipline allows you to stick to your goals, which ultimately lead to self-growth. Whoever said self-discipline is easy was joking, or just really highly disciplined. Either way, for most humans, this key mental characteristic needs sharpening up, and we can sharpen up by using tools that will help us visualize our goals in our minds. Having a visual picture of your ultimate goal in a place you see every day will motivate you, and your self-discipline will kick in every time you are thinking of straying from your chosen path. 4. You can achieve anything if you impose discipline on yourself. Don't take self-discipline lightly. Don't think you can just turn it off when it's convenient for you and then turn it back on when it suits you. If you want to achieve anything in life, you have to turn your self-discipline button to max level, and you need to make sure it stays there. 4 ways self-discipline contributes to success in the workplace. In this presentation, I'm going to share with you the 4 ways self-discipline contributes to success in the workplace. Not all workplaces are created equal. Some have a friendly environment, while others are downright toxic, probably due to poor management or negative colleagues. Without further ado, here are the 4 ways you must know about self-discipline in the workplace. 1. Your discipline will keep you motivated. If you're disciplined, you have to somehow look at the big picture. It could be a promotion, the promise of a huge bonus, or some other tangible benefit. Doing so helps you motivate yourself and keeps negativity at bay. You'll learn how to distance yourself from negative people and focus on doing your job properly and contributing to your team or your company's overall success. 2. You can manage your time very well. Work can get boring at times, and you might feel like procrastinating a bit, or perhaps take too many little breaks here and there. Taking breaks is important, but if you have discipline, you'll know just how important time management is. You'll also know the difference between a break that helps you clear your head and a break that will distract you and hinder you from doing your job properly. 3. You've got plenty of self-control. Your self-control will allow you to distance yourself from petty workplace politics. It will help you set yourself above and not join the fray, because you know nothing good will ever come out of it. Again, look at the big picture and don't stoop down to your bickering colleagues' level. Your self-control will help you not get sidetracked with the little things which will prevent you from achieving your big goals. 4. You can set your priorities straight. Nothing's better than knowing what you want to achieve in the workplace. Yes, it's where you go to earn money so you can provide for yourself and your family. But the workplace is so much more than the means to an end. It can help define you. It can give your life more meaning, and it will help point you in the right direction career-wise. With self-discipline, all these things are possible at work. You simply have to know what you want and then plan how you're going to get there. 5 questions to ask yourself to know if you're succeeding at self-discipline. Sometimes we think we're good with something, when in fact, it's the total opposite. We may think we're doing great on disciplining ourselves, but in reality, we're far from it. It may sound confusing, sure, but in this presentation, you'll learn the 5 questions you should ask yourself if you're unsure where you are on the self-discipline front. 1. Do you apologize to yourself far more often than you may like? Do you hate yourself every time you do something you know you're going to regret? You know it for a fact, but you still do it anyway. If you find yourself apologizing to yourself afterwards, then you're not doing too well on disciplining yourself. Having an iron resolve is important, and giving in to your weaknesses is not helpful to you at all. Quite the opposite, in fact. It can destroy your self-esteem, and if you don't stop it, you might also end up destroying your life. 2. Are you anywhere near your set goals? Setting goals for yourself is a very smart decision. Knowing what you want to do in life is important, and having self-discipline is a must if you want to achieve your goals. The more disciplined you are, the closer you will be to achieving your goals. 3. Do your friends think you're disciplined? What do your friends think of you? Do they applaud your incredible self-restraint every time you tell them no when you get asked to do stuff that's going to be counterproductive to your goals? If yes, then I dare say you're quite well-disciplined. 4. Do you find it easy to say no to things that tempt you? Can you easily stay away from temptations? How often do you say no to tempting offers? Saying no sometimes takes sheer willpower and self-control, especially if you want something badly, but know nothing good is going to happen if you say yes. 5. On a scale of 1 to 10, how disciplined do you think you are? Answer this question honestly. Do you think you're disciplined enough to succeed at whatever it is you put your mind to? Have you got your blinders on when it comes to pursuing your dreams? And are you now closer than ever to achieving your goals than you were yesterday? If you answered yes, and if you answered 9 or 10, then congratulations are in order. You are one disciplined individual. 5 reasons self-discipline is important for long-term goals. Long-term goals are something you want to achieve or accomplish in the future. It can be something material, like saving for a house, or something intangible, like mapping out your whereabouts in 5 or 10 years. With it being some time away, you might be tempted to divert funds or resources to fulfill a short-term goal instead. With that being said, you'd find it difficult to achieve any of your long-term goals if you don't have discipline. Whether you're trying to save up for a car, a house, a holiday abroad, or any other long-term goal, you need the self-discipline to achieve it. Here's why self-discipline is a key if you want to fulfill your long-term goals. 1. You can resist temptations. Without self-restraint and self-control, you can easily fall prey to temptations. If you've saved up a healthy sum for, say, for example, a house, you might be tempted to spend your cash on a short-term need, especially when there are some really nice retail deals going on. 2. You can stay focused on your goal. With self-discipline, you have your eyes on the horizon, on your end goal. You can look at whatever's happening around you, but your eyes are glued to your long-term goal. In short, you stay focused and resist temptations. 3. You can control your reactions and emotions. Seeing your favorite smartphone on sale can be very tempting, but your self-discipline will stop you and help you rein in your emotions. So even if you're longing to buy that phone, you know all you're going to be doing is looking at it. 4. You can overcome procrastination and laziness. Long-term goals can seem so far away, and it's so easy to think you've still got time to procrastinate, sit around, and binge-watch your favorite TV shows. But if you have self-discipline, you know you don't have time for that nonsense. You'll work hard every single day because you know that will bring you a step closer to your goal. 5. You can get back up again whenever you stumble and fall. Nobody's perfect. Even perfectionists fail. It's just a sad fact of life. But if you have self-discipline, you'll get back up, dust yourself off, and then go back to chasing your long-term goal. In this presentation, you're going to learn 5 different ways you can strengthen your self-control and improve your self-discipline as well. Self-control is a skill that everyone needs to master. If everyone had self-control, life would be so much easier for everyone on this planet. You're upset at someone? You don't go after them if you have self-control. With self-control, you can rein in your emotions, your actions, and your words. It's such a powerful skill, but admittedly, it's difficult to master. 1. Exercise regularly. Exercising helps a lot with strengthening self-control. After all, it's so easy to not go to the gym, lift some weights, or even just walk around briskly for a few minutes. Laziness is the ultimate self-control killer. So just by taking the mental leap to exercising, you're already showing signs of self-control progress. 2. Take time to relax. When you're in a relaxed state, you tend to see the big picture. You're generally happier, more agreeable, and more likable when you're not anxious or stressed. If life gets in the way and you feel like you're losing your self-control, take a break from it all and find a moment to relax. You'll immediately see a noticeable difference in your demeanor and be able to think things through. 3. Avoid getting stressed out. Getting stressed out is not healthy. But of course, we can't avoid it no matter how hard we try. There are always plenty of reasons to get stressed, whether it's at home, at work, at school, or even while shopping. We simply can't escape it. We can, however, exercise self-control by stepping back for a moment, breathing deeply, and exhaling. This is a quick fix for stress, but ultimately, you should relax and try to get some sleep to recover your self-control. 4. Get enough sleep. Notice how cranky you get when you don't get enough sleep? How every little thing annoys you or irks you? We all need to get enough sleep each night. Otherwise, no matter how well we build up our self-control, it's going to end up in the drain simply because our brains are too fuzzy to think clearly. 5. Look at the big picture. When you're planning for something for the future, you draw a big picture in mind. That is what you want to happen, and you're taking the steps leading up to that end goal. When you are confronted with something that threatens to undermine your long-term goals, exercise some self-control so you don't lose sight of the big picture. 7 easy ways to resist temptation and improve self-discipline. We've all been tempted by certain things. Some you can easily walk away from, while some are much harder to shrug off and will require supreme willpower and self-control. In this presentation, I'll show you 7 ways you can resist that mighty temptation and improve your self-discipline in the process. 1. Know your why. Before you can resist whatever is tempting you, you need to know why you need to resist. Is it bad for you? Is it going to have a negative effect on your body? Are you going to hurt someone with your actions? 2. Recognize temptation for what it is. Temptations come in many forms and shapes. It can rear its ugly head any time of day and lead you astray from your end goal, whatever it may be. But sometimes it's not so obvious. Sometimes you have to look beyond the temptation to recognize it for what it is. This is why the next point is so important. 3. Think about the consequences. If you're unsure about what's being laid out in front of you, or if you can't recognize temptation, all you have to do is think about the consequences. What will happen if you give in? How would you feel afterwards? 4. Ignore and stay away from people who don't support your cause. Let's face it, not everyone is going to support you, your cause, or your work. I'd even go so far as to say, Some people will enjoy seeing you fail. If you have people like this in your life, ignore them, or better yet, stay away from them. 5. Walk away and don't look back. Don't be afraid of walking away from negative people who purposely tempt you in order to see you fail. Just turn away and never look back. You'll thank yourself later. 6. Surround yourself with supportive people and be accountable to them. When you've gotten rid of negativity in your life, you'll be left with positivity. Form a mini support group and tell people about your goals and make yourself accountable to them. 7. Reward yourself. Come up with a creative reward system for every temptation you resist. When you're looking temptation in the eye, think about the reward and how it's going to be so much better than whatever is tempting you at that very moment. Learn these 7 methods by heart, and you'll see your self-discipline improve in no time. How to create the right goals for yourself. In this presentation, you will learn how to create the right goals for yourself, for your family, and your business. Creating both short-term and long-term goals is important if you want to be somewhere or be somebody in the future. Goals propel us forward when life gets us down. When our environment is toxic and we can't seem to see what lies ahead of us, goals are what keep us alive. They give our lives a sense of meaning, a sense of purpose. We know where we want to go, so we're going to go there. We know what we want to do, so we're going to do that. So how do we create the right goals? First, think of what you want to work towards, something that uplifts you when you think about it. Maybe something you're passionate about, or if you love a good challenge, something you know will be challenging to achieve. It should be something concrete and definite, and not something vague. Second, carefully write down your goals. Break them up into mini goals so they'll be easier for you to process, and then add timelines for each, like how long it will take you to accomplish this particular goal. Doing this makes your goals more realistic and easier to attain. Third, you can tell your partner, your parents, or your best friend. Basically, anyone who will help you feel accountable and will do progress checks on you from time to time. Knowing that someone's checking up on you will help motivate you and keep you disciplined enough to follow your mini goals on the way to achieving your big goals. Fourth, now that you've planned out how you're going to achieve your goals and formed a support system, you need to take the first steps. After all, you can't get anywhere near your goal if you don't do anything. You can make the most detailed plans, but if you don't take any action, nothing is ever going to come out of your plans and your goals. Fifth, you have to practice a lot of self-control and self-discipline to make sure you stick to your plans and meet your mini goals. There are going to be a lot of temptations along the way, so having both control and discipline is essential to your success. Lastly, don't forget to celebrate each milestone you achieve. And when the day finally comes and you've reached your goal, take a moment to look back and appreciate all those who've helped you reach your destination. How to form a positive habit in 6 simple ways. Building self-discipline takes a lot of practice and a lot of time. One way to make the self-discipline building process shorter and quicker is by developing or forming positive habits. In this presentation, I'll show you 6 quick tips to help you form positive habits easily. 1. Focus on forming one new habit at a time. It helps to form a habit that will help you realize your goal. But don't go rushing into forming multiple habits at once. You can, of course, but I don't recommend it. Focusing on one habit is not only great for making sure the habit sticks, but it's also great for developing your self-discipline. 2. Don't rush. Take baby steps. Forming a new habit will take time. If your new habit doesn't become a habit in a week or so, don't be alarmed. You just need to keep doing it more consistently until you start doing it involuntarily, meaning you don't need to remind yourself. You just do it. 3. have a plan B for obstacles. After a few days of working on the new habit, you realize you can't do it anymore. It could be a physical limitation, or even a mental one. Whatever the obstacle may be, have a backup habit in place so you can still meet your goals. 4. Anchor the new habit to an established habit. It makes sense to connect your new habit to an old habit, right? You're already doing something out of habit, so why not connect your new habit to it too? It will be easier for you to remember, too. 5. Commit for a set period of time. Forming a new habit will take time. There's just no other way around it. You can have all the money in the world, or you can be the smartest person ever. But the fact is, you need to put in the time to establish a routine and form a new habit. 6. Be consistent. Consistency is key so your new habit gets imprinted on your mind, and before you know it, you don't even have to think about doing the habit. You just do it, out of habit. And that's when you know your new habit has become a real habit. The 5 mental poisons you need to cure and discipline in order to succeed at life. There are many reasons why not everyone will succeed in disciplining themselves. Some just aren't driven enough. Some may not care at all about succeeding. Some give up easily, while others still haven't even figured out what discipline is and why they need it in their lives. In this presentation, I'm going to discuss the 5 mental poisons that will hinder your success in life and why you need the self-discipline to help you cure it. 1. You're too cynical. It's okay to ask questions, but being cynical is on another level altogether. If you find yourself questioning everything and doubting all answers you receive, then you need to work doubly hard on your self-discipline. You need to start trusting and believing in other people. Otherwise, your cynicism will be detrimental to your self-discipline. 2. You're too negative. If you always see the negative side of things, you're never going to get anywhere. You have to lighten up and acknowledge the positive aspects, too. There are always 2 sides to a coin, you know. 3. You always look for mistakes. When your mind is focused on looking for reasons why something can't work, instead of looking for solutions in order to make sure it works, then you have a serious problem. Risk is everywhere, and being disciplined and confident enough to face risks and overcome these is so much better than hiding away in a corner, afraid of your own shadow. 4. You escape from challenges you face. Oh yes, the sweet escape. It's so easy to hide your face away from challenges and failures, and instead turn to activities that bring you short-term happiness. Achieving long-term goals takes a lot of discipline, and if you crumble every time you face something difficult, then nothing good may ever come your way. 5. You look for ways to delay your imminent success. It's weird, but some people really do look for ways to delay their success. It might be because they want to keep the status quo, and they're afraid of change. But if you worked so hard to meet your goals, and you're so close to achieving them, then you need to bring forth even more self-discipline to see your end goals come to fruition. Why saying no is important for your self-discipline. If you find yourself saying yes all the time, and not being able to deliver what you agreed to, then you need to start saying no. In this presentation, you will learn why saying no is important for your self-discipline and self-growth. If you're a people person and you like pleasing other people, then you may find it hard to say no whenever someone asks you for your help. It's fine to help. In fact, it's even encouraged to help out if you can. However, when you do all the helping and you start neglecting yourself, then you're in trouble. You can, of course, ask other people to help you, but will they? It's okay to feel sad about disappointing other people, but you have to put yourself ahead first. You don't have to say no in a brash manner or say it for the sake of saying no. There are diplomatic and polite ways of saying no. And don't think for 1 minute that you're a bad person simply because you uttered the word no. With the right combination of practice and discipline, you can say no without feeling like you broke someone's heart. Saying no is essential if you want to get more work done. If you keep saying yes, you'll probably end up getting more backlogs and a lengthy to-do list. You'll eventually spread yourself too thin, and you may start missing deadlines, and the quality of your work may suffer. Sometimes you really just have to say no in order to deliver better results. Saying no takes some getting used to, but once you get the hang of it, your self-esteem will rise, and you'll be happier because you no longer have to be a slave to making other people happy. You'll start doing more things for yourself, and if you don't already, you'll learn to love and appreciate yourself. Building your self-discipline is a lengthy process, one that will require you to say no to things and people who will distract you from your goals. Your self-discipline will also make sure you say yes to things that will contribute to your growth and to meeting your many goals in life. This is why learning how to say both yes and no at the right moment is important for your self-discipline.